Hello, my name is Patricia. This is Sizwe podcast. Today I have with me my co-host Agnes.
Yeah, hello, my name is Agnes, and like Patricia said, this is Sizwe podcast, and today we are privileged to have in our midst two guests from Rotary Club. Rotary is as old as the word Rotary, so we want to know more. Even before I came to Canada, I knew what Rotary is. I've heard the name, but how much do you also know? And we have in our midst today Alastair. If I pronounce his name wrong, because I don't know how to pronounce it well, Mr. Alastair Sanderson and Annie Mueller. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay.
So, like I said, everybody have ever heard of the word Rotary. When we say Rotary Club, what do you stand for?
Rotary is an international organization,
Yes.
and we have 1.4 million members all around the world,
Wow.
36,000 clubs, and our club is one of those. So we share some ideals in Rotary, and I'd like to talk a little bit about those. Would you like me to talk about that now?
Yeah, so in every organization, or whether you are a charitable, you have your mission, vision statement. So what drives Rotary?
Yeah, so what drives Rotary is our motto, which is service above self. Okay.
Service above
Self.
self.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that means that we're interested in helping where people need help, and there's a variety of different types of help that we offer people, and it depends on what the needs are. But we do some work locally, and we also do some work internationally. So we can we can talk about a few of those kinds of things that we do.
Thank you. Take it away, Patricia.
And we have been a beneficiary of the Rotary Club.
Yes.
And they stand for, you say you stand for, we are
Service.
people of
Yeah.
action.
Yes.
So we have seen your action and Agnes organization. My organization is Sihlesizwe Foundation and Agnes organization is Sinkunia.
Sinkunia, yes.
How has Sinkunia benefited from the Rotary Club?
Oh, so like if I have to go over what Rotary has done, I will take it both locally and internationally. 2 years ago, we were privileged to have Rotary with Emmanuel Foundation supporting us fill a whole container full of so many logistics. And I think we spoke about it when the MP from Ghana who received the items came here in Edmonton. Locally, Sinkunia started a community collective garden after the COVID. And through that, we've enjoyed extensive support from garden tools to garden shed to manpower to everything that makes the garden a garden, and all the fruits that has come out of it came out of Rotary sweat, and I'm proud of that. So Annie, we are talking about vision mission statement and your theme of service above self. How do you go about providing these services, especially locally? But first, I want you to talk about how many branches of clubs we have in Edmonton in particular.
I think in Edmonton we have about 19. Would
Huh?
you say in Edmonton and surrounding area?
I know of
Stony
only
Plain-
three.
Oh. So Stony Plain, Spruce Grove, Little Lake. There's in the
Okay, so
out-
Greater Edmonton.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I would say there's about 19. Would you agree with that? I
Yeah,
didn't
I
look
think-
that up. So
No
yeah,
problem.
I think
Yeah.
about 19.
Yeah.
And each club does something a little different. It depends on their members. It depends what their focus is. Sometimes they do quite a few international projects. Sometimes they do local. But there's different sizes of clubs too.
The number of people who are in
Yeah,
here.
so some of them have just a small group, so they sometimes partner with other clubs so that
Yes.
they can do something collectively. So we're all connected in a way, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Alisa, you want to add something to it?
Sure. So we do work locally. We also do some work internationally, and our focus has been mainly on support for seniors and people who are either disabled or unable to help themselves, and also on youth. And we're really involved in youth leadership. That's a very important focus for us. So in that vein, we have what we call Rotaract clubs.
Rotaract.
Yeah, now that's a spin-off from Rotary, and they have clubs in universities.
Oh.
So we have a Rotaract club at the University of Grand McEwen. And sometimes we do some work with them, sometimes they work on their own, but we're very well connected with them. We also support the 395 Air Cadet Squadron, and that's a squadron of about 125 young people. And the reason we support them is they provide excellent leadership training. And I would suggest if any of the people you know are interested in learning how to fly or learning a little bit about the military, that's a great organization for them to get involved in. So those are our sort of main focus areas of focus. But Annie also organizes a lot of other activities that our club gets involved in.
I'm the volunteer.
Oh, okay. Guys, if you just join us, this is Sizwe Podcast. I'm here with Patricia, and we are talking to two guests from Rotary Club International. When we come to Edmonton, there are different groups of Rotary depending on the location in Greater Edmonton. And we have Annie and Alastair here today. We are privileged. If you haven't heard of Rotary, you might have been driving around and you see their logo. And it is because they do so many jobs, so many service above self in the community, both locally and internationally. Patricia.
And I'll ask Anne and Alastair, how do people join the Rotary Club? Is it for everyone? Is it for certain people? Who's eligible to join?
So it used to be, it used to be only for men.
Oh!
We were so glad when that changed. And it wasn't until the mid-1980s that it actually changed. And we were invited to join.
They did have some just women's clubs, but they couldn't call it Rotary.
Yeah.
Oh!
What did they? I can't remember what
I
they
can't
called
remember
it. Yeah,
what they called it. It was crazy because, well, look here.
No, I think there was a group in Ghana like that where, is it Full Gospel Men? It used to be only men, and then there was another group that they used to call it only for women. I think the women one was Aglo or something. But now it is not specifically for men. Women can also. So I never knew Rotary was only for men.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But we're really glad that it's not that way anymore.
Yes. Who will cook for you? I love to cook, so.
So we're open to having lots of people join us. And again, it's quite different than it used to be. It used to be you had to be invited to join. And, we still invite people to join. But if there are people who come to us and say, I would like to join your club, by all means, we'd be happy to have them. So, yeah. We
also encourage people to volunteer with us, even if they don't join. We have other groups that come out and we call it a joint service project.
So in that volunteering, is it for a specific project, and after they are done, there are no more members, or they stay?
Some have stayed, and some just come out for certain things that they like to do.
Yeah.
It's always good to volunteer with a group as opposed to being by yourself.
Yeah.
More impact.
Yes.
More impact.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to ask Alastair, but I think I was asked because in my head for all these years I thought Rotary was for people who have retired. Is that just my perception, or it used to be that way?
No, it's never been that way.
Okay.
In our club, we do have quite a few people who are retired. So you might get that impression. But it started as...
You're not retired. I don't know why I felt like that. But guys, if you just join us, Patricia and I, this is Sizwe Podcast, and we are talking to members of Rotary Club International. These group are in Edmonton, and I just learned that even in Edmonton, in Greater Edmonton alone, we have 19 different Rotary clubs who take a certain project, focus on it, and they do it well. Rotary is a household name, because even before I came to Canada, there were so many projects that I have seen being done by Rotary International. Playgrounds. I remember there was a school that I used to teach, and I was there when Rotary members came to set up. And it was a big name, like it was even something the school became very proud of, with the finishing of the playground, and they put in their badge on it. So it is something that a lot of people have benefited. And how has your mandate and your vision changed over the years, from just being just men's club and now inviting women in it, and now demystifying my idea that it is only for people who have retired?
Yeah. So it has changed over the years, because when Rotary started in 1905, it was just a social club, really. It was started by a fellow called Paul Harris, who was a lawyer, and he had moved to Chicago, and he didn't know anybody. So he invited some of his colleagues from other professions to come and meet with him once in a while. And they would meet in different places of business. So they rotated around to different places. That's how the
name Rotary came by. Oh my goodness!
But it's changed since then. And then there was, they decided, well, rather than just getting together and talking, why don't we actually do some good work? So that's when it became what you know today. So maybe I'll just talk a little bit about the primary focuses of Rotary. So we have 7. And they are promoting peace, fighting disease, providing clean water, sanitation, and hygiene, saving mothers and children, supporting education, growing local economies, and protecting the environment. So all of the work that we do falls into that spectrum.
So when you become a branch of it, do you take one of these 7 agendas, or you can...
We can take whatever we want.
Okay.
Yeah. So we take a little bit of some of these. We probably don't do all of them, but we do a bit of everything.
So with different clubs, do they have, like, do you have the ones that do internationally only, or you do both?
I don't know the answer to that. There may be some who only do international projects. Our club does both. Most of the clubs I know do a little bit of both as well. So we find international projects in different ways. People come to us sometimes.
That's the question I wanted to ask. How do you begin to support international projects?
Yeah, well, sometimes people bring an idea to us. A lot of our members travel quite a bit, and they might travel somewhere and see some place that needs some help. One of our biggest, longest serving projects, it's been going for 25 years now, is providing eye care to people in Guatemala. So there are many, many poor people in Guatemala who live outside of the big cities. And so we go to these small villages, and we provide them complete eye care that they otherwise would not get. So we've been doing that for 25 years. That's one of our signature projects.
Awesome.
Most of the time, if you're going over, you have to partner with a Rotary Club over there. Because we can get money from Rotary International. We get matching grants and things like that. So we have to be very responsible with the money to make sure, if we're funding a project, that it's sustainable, and you don't just go in, do a project and leave. You have to make sure that it's going to be taken care of.
By the local.
So in the eye project, we partnered with a club in Weiwei, Tenango, and still are.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, if you just joined us, this is Sizwe Podcast. My name is Agnes. I'm here with Patricia, and we are talking to 2 guests, Annie Mueller and Alastair Sanderson. There's Alastair, and today we have Alastair Sanderson. My next question is to Annie. Last year, we had the first international president of Rotary, who is a woman. coming to visit our garden here. And how did that make you feel, knowing that Rotary started with, what? No, women?
I think for me it was very inspiring. I
Yes.
had met her before. When you are the club president, every year they have an international conference. So usually the club president will go to that conference. It's all over the place. Mine wasn't that far away. It was in Toronto.
Oh, okay. Lucky you.
So anyway, but that was in 2018, and I had met her there, and she was quite a dynamic woman. She
Awesome.
led a speaker session, and at that time I think that she was probably thinking about the fact that she wanted to be an international, but she had a wonderful year,
Yes.
and I think she highlighted all of the things that women can do
Yes.
for an organisation that men can't. Because we have to complement each other. So it was very inspiring, and she was she's very easy to talk to. She really focused on the youth
Awesome.
and the Rotaract clubs, and really wanted to spend time with them. And we did some. I know that you did a peace poll.
Yes.
I think,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the garden.
The garden,
And the
yes.
barbecue. We did the tree planting in
Yes.
our club, so she came out and planted trees, and so she. I think she really energized Rotary.
Awesome.
Definitely.
Guys, if you just joined us, this is Sizwe podcast, and we are talking to Rotary members from one of the clubs in Edmonton. They have energized us so much that we are going to go after them looking for opportunities. So one thing that Alastair talked about that I want to highlight is our youth. If you want to join cadet, if you want to fly plane, please spread yourself and let's talk to any of the Rotary members that we know to take advantage of these opportunities. They support youth activities, and if you have a youth organization in and around Edmonton, get close to Rotary. They don't bite. At first, I thought it's only for old folks. Patricia.
No. We want more younger members.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
So you should come and join Rotary.
Yes. and Patricia, this spring, right? Patricia got an award, and I wanted to talk a little bit of that award and how it has benefited Sihlesizwe.
The award itself,
Yes.
or the work that we've done,
Yes.
or I was privileged to get an award from the Rotary Club because of the work that we do. For me, I was so grateful because most of the time when we do some work, we don't even think somebody sees us.
Yeah.
But when you are recognized, you get encouraged and it motivates you to do more. So I'm so grateful for the reward that I got. So
Yes, you did. You got it. And guys, I also got an award. And I think Patricia and I talked about some time ago. I've forgotten completely. Let me just boast about it a little bit. So with the community garden and the project that Sinkunia also do with the youth, I also got the Queen Elizabeth Platinum Award. I think I should have been wearing it whilst coming to this studio. And these are some of the things that Rotary do to encourage grassroots organizations for us to be able to showcase the job that we do to the wider Canadian population. Is there anything else, Annie, you want to add that we didn't have a chance?
Oh yeah.
Please pour everything on right now for us.
I just wanted to talk about volunteering.
Please,
Because
yes.
you volunteer, and it's a wonderful thing, volunteering.
Yeah.
So our club is very hands-on. Our members love to do hands-on projects in the city. So we believe that volunteering connects us to what's going on in our city and to the people who work in the organizations like yourselves,
Yes.
and also those that they serve. And we develop long and lasting and sustainable relationships with these organizations. So we volunteer over and over again. We don't, very rarely do we just do one
and then go
and
away.
then come away.
Like,
Yeah.
So you stay with your organization for a longer time. That is very good. Yeah, please go on.
So I love this word. It's called Volonesia. And
Volonesia.
So, and that's the moment when you forget that you're volunteering to help change lives because it's changing yours. I love that.
Yes,
So we volunteer frequently. We volunteer at the food bank. We sort food and we build hampers. We serve meals at the Hope Mission. Our club is part of the Adopt the Highway program. So twice a year we go and we pick up garbage at the side of the road. Keep it clean, and so that's usually our joint service project because we need
spring and the fall.
And the fall.
Yes,
yeah. So
please invite me.
We'll do.
Not in the fall. Not in the fall.
In the spring.
In the spring, yes.
Okay.
The fall.
And we plant trees with Root for Trees with Edmonton, which is when we usually do that once a year as well.
Okay.
And many of our members volunteered with an organization called Sleep in Heavenly Peace, which provides beds for children in Edmonton and surrounding area that don't have a bed, so they sleep on the floor.
Yes.
So we, when the Ukrainian families came to Edmonton, it was a special project, and we were making beds for the Ukrainian families.
Oh, it's not just the mattress. You make
they get everything. They get the bed frame,
awesome.
And bunk beds usually,
yes,
and the mattress, and then through donations they provide the bedding as well.
Yes.
Because they sort of believe that no child should sleep on the floor.
Oh.
So there's several organizations that we just work with once a year. So we do, at Christmas we support the Salvation Army kettle campaign. So we're usually out there ringing our bells.
Oh, yes.
That's the Rotary Club. Okay. And we serve Thanksgiving, a Thanksgiving meal to Boyle Street. We partner with the Boyle Street Community Services, and we serve Thanksgiving meal, which we just did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the Tackle Hunger. So Pure Later partners with the food bank, and so we collect food and money at the football game. And that's one of their really big fundraisers.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I also want to talk about the daytimers. Or maybe you want to talk about the daytimers.
Oh, what are the daytimers?
The daytimers. So this is the retired people.
Okay, the ones that I usually see.
Exactly. So I'm going to let Al talk about the daytimers.
So what we did in our club was we do have quite a few retired folks, and a few of us really like to build things. So you know that we've built some marimba stands.
The marimba stand, yes,
And we're going to build some more of those now, apparently.
Awesome.
But we've built planters for flowers and whatnot for.
Oh, can I put in a request?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I need raised beds for my garden next year, so I'll be knocking on your door.
Yeah. Okay, well, come to the right place.
Thank you. Yeah, please go on.
And just, we have done some maintenance work at Grandview Capital Care because we've had a relationship with them for over 45 years. So we do a lot of work there. In fact, at Grandview Capital Care, back in the early 2000s, we actually built an addition to their building. We called the Rotary Friendship Room. And it's a place where residents and their visitors can go and be in kind of a homey atmosphere instead of an institutional atmosphere.
Yes.
So it's a very nice room, and so we look after that as well. So yeah, we're open to ideas for projects for sure, and
the first idea is my raised bed.
all right.
Thank you.
But you were talking about youth because all of these volunteer projects that we do, the McEwen Rotaractors from McEwen University, they all come along with us, and so we get to build relationships with them, and then we see how the youth are and create connections with them. So they're a great resource, and hopefully they will become Rotarians when they are out in the workplace. Yeah.
And something you said, I'd like to follow up on too. You mentioned that, we like to build relationships and whatnot. And we would be very interested in doing more work with Sinkunia.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
if there are opportunities, we don't go out and tell people you need this and we're going to give it to you.
Yes.
We like to go and say, okay, what do you need help with?
Yes.
And you tell us that, and then we'll come along and provide some help.
Awesome. And I think if you are joining us, this is Sizwe podcast, and there are a lot of grassroots organizations that are in Edmonton, and Rotary can be one of the supports that you can knock on their doors, like Al just said, and you never know, they have the manpower, the resources to help you create something tangible in your community. Patricia?
Recently I had a friend who was asking me, how can I join the Rotary?
Very good.
And if people want to join the Rotary, how do they go about it? Is there a website where they go?
The best thing would be to get in touch with one of us and then come to one, 2 or 3 of our meetings and see what we do. And then if they are interested, then they can come and join. Like it's really it's not a big process to join. It's just a matter of wanting to be part of that group.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And how much do people pay? Because I know Rotary is high end.
Yeah. There are some costs involved. We have annual dues. We have to pay some money to Rotary International. We have to pay some money to the district and a few other costs. So it's about $350 a year to be a member.
Guys, you are just listening. If you want to be a member of Rotary Club in Edmonton, in Greater Edmonton or beyond, you have to get your monies ready, because the support that you get and the community that you are coming from will get, it's really enormous. 350 for a year.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Our weekly meetings, we usually have a speaker that comes and talks about something that they're doing in Edmonton or international, or we have sometimes lecturers from the university come and talk about what they're doing. So the meeting itself is, we have lunch.
Yeah.
Ours is a lunchtime club. Sometimes
there's
there's breakfast clubs and ones that meet in the evening, but ours meets at lunchtime.
Oh.
So you get a nice lunch and we hear a good speaker, and then you can chat with whoever is there and have a social time as well. So a lot of the work that we do is actually not at the meetings. There's a lot of committees that you can join if you're interested in a certain thing. And so if you don't come to a meeting, then you see people at the committee meetings or volunteering or social events as well. There's lots of different ways that you can be a member.
Yes. Awesome. And you can volunteer.
Oh, yes.
Like if you are a youth.
I like the volunteers.
Yes. Yeah. If you are a youth and you have a lot of time out there, please join the Rotary Club and volunteer for a good cause. Before we go, is there any word that you want to add?
We're the Rotary Club Edmonton West.
Yes.
Yes. This is Rotary Club Edmonton West. There are 19 others, right? Or 29. 19 others that you can join.
I do want to mention one though, because I think you do some work with them already, which is the Northeast Rotary.
Yes.
And Northeast Edmonton, and so I have reached out to Ross and Brenda Tyson, as you probably know, and we would like to do some work together as well.
Awesome.
But I just wanted to recognize that I think the Northeast Club has actually been working with you
a lot. So many. And like you said, they don't want to snooze around looking for people they can help. If you have an issue, and there's nobody in this world who don't have an issue. If you have a problem, a cause that you need support with, Rotary is one of the doors that you can for them to add their expertise to whatever you are doing. Patricia.
And I just want to add on that the Rotary is international. I've seen the Rotary Club in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
And Agnes is
I've seen a lot of their work in Ghana too.
So you can join from wherever you are. You can join the Rotary Club.
Yeah. True.
Service above self.
Right.
Thank you, Annie and Alastair. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
I look forward to working with you some more.